Bienvenue à tous. Welcome to our international press review here on France 24 today with Chris Moore. Chris, starting with the Aboriginal issue in Australia.
Absolutely, yeah. As we eventually heard in the news headlines there, the nation says sorry in Australia. That's the headline of the Australian paper. This in reference to the official apology given to the Aboriginal people by PM Kevin Rudd. The Australian says that Rudd is turning a new page in Australian history. Now, of course, in the past, an apology like this has always been refused on political and economic grounds, particularly over the issue of compensation. But the Australian judges that this is an emotional issue and an emotional apology was the right thing to do. But they do caution Rudd, saying that his premiership will be judged on this. He set up a commission, of course, to look into the issues of housing and discrimination for Aborigines. And in the end, says the Australian, he'll be judged on the results that commission achieves.
And obviously, Rudd, change of political power, obviously
Very
Labour
much.
Prime Minister coming in, so wholesale change within Australian community, perhaps.
Very much a change of flavour after John Howard, yeah.
Okay. Next, a bit of an exclusive in a French news magazine.
Absolutely, yes. Carla Bruni, you're holding
Here
her
we
up
have it
there,
here.
in L'Express, an exclusive interview with France's new First Lady, wife of President Nicolas Sarkozy, Le Parisien, and all the other papers also leading on that. Carla's Confessions, Le Parisien calls it. And Carla gives an insight, first of all, into her romance with Nicolas Sarkozy, responding to accusations that it was too fast. She said it was love at first sight and it was immediate. And responding to lots of stories about her colourful romantic past in the French press, she promises to be faithful to the president and says as First Lady she'll do her best and take her role seriously. And to prove that, Bruni is, of course, a model-turned pop singer. And to prove her devotion to her job, she says she's not going to record any more albums while Sarkozy's fulfilling his first term in office.
She says here that she's from an Italian culture, so she wouldn't like to ever get divorced, and that politics is kind of like show business. There you
Absolutely, yeah. We haven't seen that at all, have we?
No politics like show business?
Not with this story. There's also the SMS story. This was the Nouvel Observateur. Published a story on their website saying that Sarkozy had sent an SMS or text message to his previous wife Cecilia saying, please come back and I'll drop it all with Carla. Now, Carla responds to this in the interview as well, with a rather bizarre comment saying, if this type of site has existed during the Second World War, what would it have meant for the denunciation of the Jews? I think we can only assume there that she's making a rather obtuse comment about media intrusion into politicians' private lives.
Okay, so no real comment on the context of what the SMS was saying,
No.
but certainly a kind of a side swipe at something else.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now then, Barack Obama has had a good result in the latest primaries, but you got another story about him and his supporters.
Absolutely, yes. Haaretz, the Israeli paper, has got a very different take on the rise and rise of Barack Obama. Obama's spirit of change could harm Israel is their headline there. And this is about the Jewish lobby in America being worried by Obama, primarily because he's promising change, and change could mean less support from the US for Israel. And they're also worried about the lack of focus on foreign policy in this presidential campaign, really fear of the unknown as far as they're concerned.
So change they can't believe in to sideswipe it Barack Obama's running slogan. Finally, tell me about The Godfather.
The Godfather, this is in Le Figaro, the French paper, but it's a story that comes from New York and Sicily. 80 arrests in New York recently, targeted at the Gambino crime family. A man, a leader, alleged godfather there called Jackie the Nose was arrested during Jackie the Nose. This follows the 1992 arrest of the previous big godfather, John Gotti. And Le Figaro really focusing on the fact that every time one of these guys gets nabbed, we're told it's the end of the story, and 10 years later another one comes along. The chief prosecutor there saying organised crime is like an intolerable weed growing in the cracks of society.
Chris, thank you. That's an offer I can't refuse. Thank you very, very much. That was our international press review with Chris Moore. You're watching France 24. Stay with us.